Learners, in our lesson today, we want to look at carbon and its compounds. Subtopic is carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide forms about 0.03% by volume in air. Laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide. Reagents used: marble chips, also called calcium carbonate, and dilute hydrochloric acid. Equation for the reaction is calcium carbonate solid plus hydrochloric acid gives you calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide CO2 plus water liquid. To balance the equation, place 2 where there is hydrochloric acid. Now, observation made during the reaction is effervescence occurs. Reason: due to production of carbon dioxide gas. Now, collection of carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide after preparation is passed through water. Reason: to absorb traces of hydrochloric acid fumes or hydrogen chloride fumes. Then pass through concentrated sulfuric acid. Reason: to dry carbon dioxide gas. Then is collected by downward delivery. Reason: it is denser than air. Now, sometimes you are told, give reasons why little carbon dioxide will be produced if lead carbonate is used instead of marble chips. The reason will be due to formation of insoluble lead chloride, which coat the surface of lead carbonate, preventing further reaction. Give reason why little carbon dioxide is produced if dilute sulfuric 6 acid is used instead of dilute hydrochloric acid. The reason will be due to formation of insoluble calcium sulfate, which coat the surface of calcium carbonate, preventing further reaction. The diagram below shows how carbon dioxide is prepared. So you place here marble chips, you place here dilute hydrochloric acid, you pass it through water to remove traces of HCl fumes, then through sulfuric acid to dry the gas, and then you collect by downward delivery because it's denser than air. Now, physical properties of carbon dioxide include: it is a colorless gas. Now, chemical properties include: 1. Reaction with water. Carbon dioxide dissolves in water to form carbonic acid, which is a weak acid. Equation for the reaction is CO2 gas plus H2O liquid gives you H2CO3 aqueous. Now, 2. Effect on litmus paper. Now, you look at two situations. Effect on dry litmus paper. Carbon dioxide has no effect on dry litmus paper. Reason: due to absence of water to form carbonic acid. Now, situation number 2 is effect on wet blue litmus paper. Now, carbon dioxide changes wet blue litmus paper partially red. Reason is because carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Now, because we say it is partially red, is because the carbonic acid formed is a weak acid which dissociates partially to give few hydrogen ions. Now, 3 is reaction with a burning magnesium. Now, observation made when a burning magnesium is lowered in a gas jar of carbon dioxide include: 1. Magnesium continues to burn. 2. A white powder is formed. 3. Black specks of carbon is deposited on the sides of the gas jar. Reason is the heat produced by the burning magnesium is enough to decompose carbon dioxide to black carbon and oxygen gas. Oxygen gas produced supports burning of magnesium to form magnesium oxide, which is a white powder. 4. Reaction with calcium hydroxide. Observation made when carbon dioxide is bubbled through lime water, which is calcium hydroxide, for a short while. A white precipitate is formed. Reason: carbon dioxide reacts with calcium hydroxide to form insoluble calcium carbonate. Equation is calcium hydroxide aqueous plus CO2 gas arrow calcium carbonate solid plus water liquid. Now, when carbon dioxide is passed through the solution formed above, a white precipitate disappears to form a clear solution. Reason: due to formation of soluble calcium hydrogen carbonate. Equation is calcium carbonate solid plus water liquid plus CO2 gas will give you calcium hydrogen carbonate aqueous. Now, reaction with sodium hydroxide. Now, when carbon dioxide passes through sodium hydroxide for a short while, sodium carbonate and water are formed. Equation is sodium hydroxide aqueous plus CO2 gas gives you sodium carbonate aqueous plus water liquid. Balance the equation, place 2 where there is sodium hydroxide. Now, when carbon dioxide is passed through the solution formed above, sodium hydrogen carbonate is formed. The equation is as follows: sodium hydrogen carbonate, sodium carbonate plus water plus CO2 gas gives you sodium hydrogen carbonate aqueous. Now place 2 where the sodium is going to balance the equation. Now, sodium hydrogen carbonate usually precipitates at low temperatures. Now, the next reaction is combustion. Now, carbon dioxide does not support burning of substances, hence extinguishes burning splint and candle. Reason: now, uses of carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide is used in industrial manufacture of sodium carbonate by solvent process. Carbon dioxide is used in manufacture. Carbon dioxide is used in production of mineral water and carbonated drinks, e.g. Coca-Cola, also called hydrated drinks. Carbon dioxide, solid carbon dioxide, commonly used as dry ice, is used as a refrigerant, preferred than ordinary ice because it sublimes at room temperature, forming gaseous carbon dioxide and therefore leaves no residue like ordinary ice. Carbon dioxide is used as a fire extinguisher because it does not support burning, because it is denser than air, and does not support combustion. Carbon dioxide is also used in manufacture of sodium carbonate used for baking breads. It is also used in manufacture of sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is an L salt, e.g. eno, anthus, etc.